Hello and welcome to this video on updating your VMD sorter. This update is a little bit different than past updates, so we felt it necessary to actually develop a separate video teaching you just how to update the sorter the proper way. I have a current production version of the sorter resed here. It is version 19.1, which is the current production version as of the making of this video. And I have it set for the VMD pick theme. That's why you see the little crates here with pictures. I also have an update crystal from version 19.991. This is the current version that's in beta testing right now. When this beta is released, it'll probably be version 20 and maybe 20 dot something, depending on updates. I'm actually going to update two sorters. This first one I'm going to update to demonstrate a common problem that sometimes people have if they do not do the update properly. And then I'll update another one to go through the proper process. So we have the sorter resed. I'm just going to click the crystal, and like always, it will perform the update on the sorter. And like always, you'll get a pop-up asking you for link and delink permissions. Now my pop-up I have set to appear in the lower right of the screen, so you're not able to see it in this video. Some people have them on the top right, bottom right, various places. But I'm not going to accept the link and delink permissions just to show you what happens. So the update is finished and everything looks fairly good. However, if I zoom in and alter the video just a little bit, you notice that flickering that's happening in that top left area of the sorter. That's because there's actually some extra prims that got put there during the update process. Okay, the current version of the sorter has a top set of prims. There's actually 3 prims up here on the top. This new version only has 1 prim. That's going to save you 2 prims per sorter. Those extra prims can be deleted, but if you do not say yes to link and delink permissions, then those boxes, those extra prims, get dumped kind of on top of this sorter area. That problem will go away once you properly select link and unlink permissions. So I'm going to do that now, just so you can see that. I select yes. Okay, now I can see my items again in the sorter, and these extra prims are right here in front of the sorter, and it actually puts them right out in front. You can kind of see that a little bit, so you can reach out and grab them. Now, on occasion, I've had a hard time right-clicking to grab those and delete them. If you notice, it's actually grabbing a lot of the sorter behind here. I found an easy way to fix that is to just kind of zoom way out and then zoom right back in. And then once I zoom in, normally I can select those and delete them just fine. It tends to be a SL glitch that happens once in a while. So that's what happens if you do not say yes to link and delink permissions. So I'm going to set up another sorter now, and we'll go through the proper way of doing a full update on the VMD sorter. Okay, I have another sorter set up. And this time we're going to go through the complete update process the proper way. So I'll select yes for the link and delink permissions pop up, and we'll get everything done the right way. There's a part of this update where you're going to be updating the box scripts. And that process is going to replace all of the crates that you have in your sorter. This can take a very long time. I mean, if you have 50 crates in your sorter, it's going to go through and replace each of those. You can speed it up by not having very many items into any single crate. So for example, I've got 100 water buckets here. So what I'm going to do is select the crate menu, and I'm going to box up And I'm going to box up 195 of those. And we'll let it do that process. I also have some ground cinnamon here that's got 80. I'm going to go ahead and just reduce that down a little bit as well. So I will box up and box up 75 of those. Back up here just a little bit. Now, you don't want to pick up these box up crates until they are completely done. You can tell they're done because you'll get the textures on them, and that little ZZ crate text above them will disappear, and it'll actually give you the quantity. So ground cinnamon 75, water buckets 195. So when you get the name and the quantity and the texture, then it's safe to pick those crates up. So I'm going to go ahead and take them into my inventory. Now, I left some of those items in the sorter. I left 5 ground cinnamon and I left 5 of the water buckets. The reason for that is because I want to preserve those crates because I'm going to be using them again. Any empty crates that are in your sorter will be removed as part of the update process. So by leaving a few in there, it'll preserve those crates. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to move those crates, the ones that I just picked up, back into the same sorter. So I'm going to grab them in my inventory. I'm going to do a control drag right up here into the sorter. And then I'm going to click sort. This puts them right back into that exact same sorter, and it will make it very easy for you to restock the crates that they came from, and I'll actually show you how to do that. Okay, so once you've kind of cleaned things up, in other words, you've reduced the quantity of items in your crates down to a manageable level, again, not required, but highly recommended, then you're ready to start the update. You will update by doing the main scripts first. I have here the main script crystal from the update. I'm going to click it, and it will start the update on this sorter. I get the little pop-up about accepting debit permissions. I'm going to say yes. And because I said yes, we get these extra prims right out front where they belong instead of hidden away like I showed you just a few minutes ago. Once the update is completely finished, in other words, that crystal stops talking to the sorter and will return to you wherever you happen to be on the sim, then you can click these and remove them. If you have a hard time selecting them, like you can see, I was able to grab that one, so I can delete that. If you have a hard time selecting them, like I did before, again, if you just zoom out and then zoom right back in again, normally you'll be able to grab it and select delete. Okay, let me move this over so that you can see it, and we will continue on with the update. Now, notice what the sorter says. When updates are finished, select your theme again. So we're going to have to click here and select the theme. Now, our updates are not completely finished. We still have to update the box scripts. But I'm going to go ahead and select the theme now just to kind of show you what happens. You see all these pretty pictures? They will go away by doing the theme now, and I'll show you how that happens and how to fix that. So I'm going to click here, go up to theme, change, and I'm using the VMD pick, so that's item number 2. It changes it, and just like I said, all those pictures went away. And that's because these crates do not have the most recent updates in them. So without the updates, the sorter can't put the theme textures on there. So next we're going to do that box script update. Whoops, wrong one. Let's see, let me get to the right inventory here. So we're going to select the box scripts with the version number, and that's all it says. Do not select the one that says post replace. we haven't replaced those crates yet, so we can't use this script. You'll get some errors if you try and do it. So again, select the crystal, the update crystal that only says box scripts, not the one that says post replace. Res that out, close the inventory. Gonna click the crystal, it says waiting on sorter. Gonna go to the sorter, admin, and update. Get the little pop-up. Yes, I want to update. And so away it goes. As part of the box script update process, you're going to see the numbers on the front of your crates change. You see they changed to like 456, 456. You're going to see that happen quite a bit. You're also going to see your crates disappear because, as I mentioned a while ago, this process actually replaces the entire crate, which is why we highly recommend you reduce the quantity of items in your crate down to maybe 5 or 10. If you've got less than 100, you'll probably be okay. Anything over 100, we would highly recommend you box those up. You can see now the sorter is making the new crates, and as it makes them, it puts the theme picture back on the crate so you didn't lose access to your themes or anything like that. We'll give it just another minute here to finish processing. Now, if you remember, when I boxed up the water buckets and the ground cinnamon, I put those boxed up crates right back in the sorter, and here they are. So these are not like individual water buckets. This is actually a crate with a bunch of water buckets in it. You can leave it like that, and you can use the auto restock function of the sorter, which is explained in the user's guide. But if you want to go ahead and put these back into where they belong, you just click the target crate. So if I want these water buckets back up here where it says water buckets, I click water bucket, select restock. It reses that crate out with my 195 water buckets, and then it starts the restock process. And there it goes. It's moving those water buckets back into the sorter, and then the sorter is doing a sort. And you can see that it's placing them into this crate. This count will go up. There it goes. I can do the same thing with ground cinnamon. Again, I click the destination crate where those are supposed to go. Select restock. It reses out that crate, and then it processes those items and sorts them right back in where they belong. These empty crates, they're easy to deal with. You can click on the individual crate and do a remove box. If you've got a lot of blanks in here, which you really shouldn't have after doing an update, you can also go to build and rim empty for remove empty. That's typically what I do. And it removes those empty crates and doesn't arrange on your sorter. So that's all there is to doing the update. A quick recap: prepare your sorter by lowering the quantity of any of your crates that have a large number of items in them. Do that by doing the box up, and then take those boxes into your inventory, put them right back into the same sorter, and have it create the crates for them. Run your main script update crystal first, and then run your box script update, the one that does not say post replace. At some point, you will have to click and reselect your theme and then that will put your sorter looking like this right back the way it's supposed to. Thank you for watching this video on doing the update to the latest sorter version.